South Africa will host an important gathering on digital identity initiatives and innovation in the region at the end of September. This groundbreaking event is set to revolutionize the digital identity landscape in the SADC region and beyond. Digital identity underpins most interactions in the digital space. In an increasingly digital world, the ability to prove who you are online has become crucial for accessing services, conducting business, and participating in society. With numerous separate digital identity initiatives currently underway in South Africa and across the African continent, the DID Uncuffed Africa serves as an ideal melting point where diverse industry stakeholders can converge on best practices and align on the way forward. To discuss this, we're now joined on the news by Chief Operating Officer at DIDx, Gideon Lombard. Thank you, Gideon, for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
It's a
Thank you for
pleasure to
having
have you
me.
join us as well. Now, Gideon, what would you say are the primary objectives of the DID UNCONF Africa event?
Yeah, thank you. So we call it Did Unconf Africa, and I think this is the origin of this event came through a incredible seminal event called the Internet Identity Workshop that has been going for the past 20 years in the States, in America. And DIDx, our company, was selected to host this kind of regional IIW event in South Africa. It's the first one in Africa, and we're super excited about it. I would say the overarching intent here is to bring together international experts and local experts in the digital identity and decentralized identity field. To hold a workshop over the course of 2 days. To unpack where we are in South Africa, in terms of digital identity development, and get local insights, international insights, and really bring a interesting, stimulating group of people together.
Right. And what impact do you foresee this event having on the regional digital economy?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. If you look at the journey of financial inclusion in Africa, in South Africa, and abroad, a lot of the barriers to entry of that are not only technology but identity, right? So for us, one thing that we really want to unpack here is to look at how we can lower the technological barrier to entry in terms of bootstrapping the economy, in terms of financial inclusion in South Africa, in the African context specifically. How do we address the huge unbanked population in our context? And the primary point of entry there into the digital economy is always through a verifiable identity, and that's why this event is so crucial for that, is to really come up with creative solutions that solve the problems for the people in our immediate context.
Okay, I would also like for us to talk about the current challenges faced by the digital identity sector in Africa. How can Africa, or rather individuals' identity and, you know, mitigating the risk associated with digital identity implementation, how can we achieve this?
Yeah, once again, a fantastic question. If you look at identity management in a lot of African context, we still don't have a good answer for what does a digital identity look like. I, in South Africa, still have a physical identity, either in an identity card or a book, but that is of little use in the digital economy, right? Because once I scan that and I upload it in a digital format, it becomes very vulnerable to fraud and impersonation. If you look at one of the big pain points associated with digital identity, it's impersonation and identity theft and fraud, especially within the financial sectors. So I would say the big challenge is how do we find a digital solution for what we currently have as a physical problem, right? And how do we do that in an inclusive manner And how do we do that through private and public sector participation? Because ultimately, we look to the private sector for innovation and speed and execution. But wherever digital identity has been successful in its implementation, it has come from a national or a public sector body.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for enlightening us on the ONCOF conference. Thank you.